Prince Andrew handed dramatic final warning. As historian reveals, the one royal Perk, the disgraced Duke, still refuses to surrender. London, the 1st of December 2025. The long, painful saga of Prince Andrew's eviction from Royal Lodge has taken yet another twist. And a leading royal historian has delivered what may be the starkest warning yet about the disgraced Duke's future. Andrew Lowney, acclaimed biographer and author of the forthcoming book on the Duke and Duchess of York, has claimed that the Norfolk bolt hole being offered as a temporary compromise could be a temporary stop on a far more dramatic path. Speaking exclusively to Radar Online, Mr. Lowney painted a picture of a former royal who has fought tooth and nail to retain every last vestige of privilege, even after being stripped of titles, patronages, and public funding in the wake of the Epstein scandal. Andrew only accepted the eviction from Royal Lodge after holding out for all sorts of requirements. The historian revealed he has been resisting the move to Sandringham until his demands were met. And they have been met, at least for now. The latest concession is significant. The Duke has been granted one final Christmas in the sprawling 30-room Royal Lodge, the Windsor mansion he has occupied since 2003, under a 75-year lease signed with the Crown Estate. That means the physical move from the £30 million property will not now take place until early 2026. A delay that has infuriated many observers who believe public money should no longer subsidize Andrew's lifestyle. But according to Lowney, even the modest-sounding relocation to a yet unspecified property on the Sandringham estate may prove to be only a staging post. The Norfolk house is unlikely to be permanent, he warned. It could be a temporary stop on a far more dramatic path, and that path could lead abroad. The biographer predicts that Prince Andrew, 65, may ultimately choose to leave Britain altogether for one of the Gulf states, where he still has powerful friends from his days as Britain's roving trade envoy in countries such as Bahrain, Qatar, or the UAE. Lowney suggests Andrew could live under the radar, away from British press scrutiny, yet still be treated as royalty. Crucially, the Duke is said to expect to continue to have staff, the one royal perk he absolutely refuses to relinquish. Andrew is not moving to anything that resembles a normal, modest home, Lowney stressed. He still wants footmen, housekeepers, private chefs and security. All the trappings he has enjoyed for decades. Sources close to the negotiations say the Duke's list of demands has been extensive. Continued use of royal police protection at public expense, maintenance of a private office, and an assurance that his daughters Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie will still be able to use royal residences for official events. The delay in the Royal Lodge eviction has been described by palace insiders as the last straw for some senior royals who want the matter resolved once and for all. King Charles, who personally pays Andrew's estimated £3 - 4 million annual living costs from the income of the Duchy of Lancaster, is understood to be deeply frustrated by the drawn-out haggling. Yet the monarch has been reluctant to force a public confrontation with his younger brother, preferring a negotiated settlement that avoids further embarrassment. The compromise now appears to be one final Christmas at Royal Lodge, with Beatrice, Eugenie and their families, followed by a phased move to a Grade 2 listed property within the Sandringham estate that is currently being refurbished. Even that, however, may not be the endgame. Mr. Lowney believes the Duke is already sounding out friends in the Middle East about the possibility of a long-term residence where he would be welcomed as His Royal Highness and shielded from the British media spotlight. Andrew has always felt more comfortable in those circles, the historian said. He was hugely popular in the Gulf during his trade envoy years. Several ruling families owe him favors, from deals done in the 2000s and 2010s. If he decides Britain has become too hostile, the exit door is already open. Such a move would be unprecedented for a British royal of Andrew's generation, and would almost certainly trigger a fresh wave of controversy. Yet it would also solve several problems for the Windsor family, removing Andrew from day-to-day scrutiny while allowing King Charles to quietly reduce or end the multi-million-pound subsidy without a public court battle over the Royal Lodge lease. For now, the Duke remains defiant. Friends say he still believes the Epstein scandal has been overblown, and that history will eventually vindicate him. He continues to be seen riding around the Windsor estate most mornings, and has been spotted dining at exclusive clubs in Mayfair. But the clock is ticking. The Crown Estate has made clear that the lease on Royal Lodge will not be renewed on its current favorable terms once the current agreement expires. And with every month that passes, the financial pressure on King Charles increases. Royal Lodge, with its 98 acres of grounds, swimming pool and staff cottages, costs an estimated £1 million a year to run and secure. Money that now comes directly from the King's private income. Many taxpayers and commentators argue that a man stripped of military titles and royal patronages should no longer live at public expense. in a palace-sized mansion. Andrew Lowney's dramatic warning has therefore landed at a pivotal moment. The Norfolk property may buy a few months of peace, but unless the Duke accepts a radically scaled-back lifestyle, the next chapter could see him trading Windsor for the desert, still surrounded by staff, still addressed as Your Royal Highness, but finally out of sight of the British press. For the royal family, that outcome may prove the least painful way to close one of the most damaging episodes in modern royal history. As one senior courtier privately admitted, sometimes the kindest cut is the one that removes the problem altogether. Whether Prince Andrew is prepared to take that cut remains the £30 million question.